I believed happiness was being the life of the party, escaping my thoughts through becoming intoxicated, or being seen as fun by people who probably didn't even care. But those moments were just fleeting, temporary escapes that left me feeling more empty than I did previously. Looking back, I realized that constantly chasing happiness just left me in a state of longing and loneliness. I was always waiting for the next high, the next real validation. I was never present, never satisfied. It was like living on a treadmill, constantly running, but not actually getting anywhere. The more I chased happiness, the more miserable I became. And I know that's ironic because we're told happiness is the ultimate goal. We want to be happy in life. But I found that my pursuit of it was the problem, because I was actually running away from myself and my emotion and running from the present moment, always trying to find something else. My name is Jeanette, and in this video I want to share how I stopped chasing happiness and found inner peace. I want to talk about how I shifted my mindset from chasing highs and validation to embracing the everyday little moments, and how stoicism and the concept of memento mori has truly changed my life and redefined what it means to live. So, the illusion of happiness. For a long time, I believed that happiness was about feeling good all of the time. I thought it meant being excited or entertained or avoiding discomfort at all costs. I convinced myself that I could just stay in a constant state of pleasure, then I'd be happy. But they were fleeting moments that just left me longing for more and feeling low. I used alcohol, weed, and nicotine as crutches, but they were just shortcuts to happiness and escape routes. When I felt anxious, I would drink to calm down or hit my vape. When I felt sad, I would get high to numb the pain, or angry, I'd get high to calm down. Or if I was bored, I'd do both to feel entertained. I relied on substances to change my state of mind, to artificially create happiness. But the highs were always temporary and the crashes that followed them were always brutal. But it wasn't just about substances. Even when I wasn't drinking or getting high, I was chasing happiness through other people and how other people saw me. I thought that if I could be the life of the party, the fun one, the one everyone liked, then I would finally be happy. I shaped my identity around seeking other people's approval, constantly seeking validation and trying to fit in. Deep down though, I was doing all this because I was running from myself, hiding from a version of me that wasn't even real. The truth is, I cared about what I thought about myself, but not enough to actually do anything about it, and that's why I was so focused on what other people thought of me. So I chased happiness from other people because I couldn't find it within myself. The problem was that I was outsourcing my happiness to external things, substances, people, experiences. I was only looking outside of myself for something that I now know can only come from within. External things are fleeting, they change, they disappear, they come and they go. They never truly fulfill us. I was running in circles, but there did come a point where I was exhausted and from chasing happiness, and I felt like I had nothing else to lose. I was tired of the highs and the lows, the emptiness that followed every single little thrill that I had. I was stuck in a loop, repeating the same cycle. It was insanity. I was hoping for a different outcome, but doing the same thing every single night. The temporary relief would follow by more and more deeper and deeper dissatisfaction and misery and depression and loneliness. I started to ask myself a question that would one day change everything. If I didn't wake up tomorrow, would I be happy with the way I'm living my life? And for a long time, my answer was no. And that terrified me. It wasn't just that I wasn't happy, it was that I didn't care if I lived or died. I didn't care to change because of how numb I was on the inside. I was so disconnected from myself that the thought of not waking up one morning really didn't bother me at all. And so I want to talk about something really deep. In the summer of 2023, I was on the phone with my mom. We were arguing. I was at the train station going into the city to visit a friend and go to a concert. And, you know, I was spiraling really bad at that time, and she was very concerned about me because she's my mom and she loves me. And I hated myself so much that her love and everyone else's love just felt like a burden, because I felt like it was just more people I was letting down on top of myself. And she told me that she was worried about everything that I was doing, and she feared that, you know, what if one day I would get murdered or hurt or become a victim of sex trafficking or raped or something like that and taken advantage of. And she was so concerned, and with a straight face I told her that I didn't care if any of those things happened, and I hung up the phone. And at that time, I truly did not care if any of those things happened because of how just miserable I was on the inside. And looking back, I am so hurt by how much I realized that must have hurt her to hear your child say something like that. And I'm sorry. I'm happy that none of those things happened, but it does hurt me thinking about it now, because I am so happy to be where I am now and to be making this video for you all today. And that was summer of 2023. It wasn't until October of 2024, over a year later, that I realized I did have something to lose. My life, my potential, my peace. That's how long I was harming myself. I realized I was wasting my days and my nights chasing highs, missing out on the beauty of just being alive. I was so busy chasing happiness that I was just forgetting to live. Recently, I rediscovered Stoicism and the concept of memento mori, which translates to remember you will die. It's the idea that life is short and it's fragile and it's unpredictable. It's a reminder that we don't have forever and that we need to live fully in the present, because tomorrow is never going to be guaranteed. Memento mori forced me to face my own mortality. It made me realize that I did not want to spend my life that way, chasing something that was never meant to be chased. I didn't want to look back on my life and one day realize that I missed out on my own life because I was too busy searching for happiness. So the next step in my journey was redefining happiness from highs to just peace. I realized that happiness isn't about constant excitement, it's about finding peace. Peace with who you are and where you are and what you have right now in this very moment. And I'm not saying, you know, you shouldn't want to be happy. Yes, you want to be happy, but not in the way that I was trying to be. I stopped looking for happiness in substances and started finding peace and happiness in my sobriety. Sobriety gave me mental clarity and consistency and the ability to fully experience my emotions. It wasn't easy, and it's still not easy. It was brutally hard at first, and it still can be hard now. But I've learned that it's okay to feel discomfort and to feel sadness and to feel boredom, because those are all parts of the human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I also stopped looking for happiness in the eyes of other people and realized that other people's opinions of me were just that, opinion. They weren't facts. They didn't define my worth. So I started setting boundaries and letting go of the need for approval. I stopped performing and started just being authentic in who I was, even if that meant not being liked by everyone, because not everyone is gonna like you, and that's just the truth, and you need to be okay with that. I found joy in the mundane, the quiet moments that I used to overlook. I found peace in journaling, in reflecting on my growth, and embracing my flaws. I started to see beauty in ordinary things and the simple just act of being alive. So in the end, I didn't find happiness by chasing it. I found it by letting go and embracing peace. By being present, I found it by being okay with the mundane and learning to love it and loving the simplicity of just being alive. And if you relate to any of the things I said today, maybe it's time to stop chasing and stop running and to let go and to find peace from within and with who you are. And if you're still watching this video, thank you so much for watching. This was very hard for me to make and come to terms with, but I hope it did help you guys. I am filming this in my hotel room right now. Please leave a comment down below how you're choosing to find peace from within today. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye!